I said I'd do cursed games you should never play. Well, I'm delivering now. I'm gonna hate this so much. This thing is 9 minutes. That's enough content. I think one of these, I know a couple of these actually.
Terrifying games you don't want to play, part.
Disclaimer, this contains sort of disturbing imagery. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh, and also, please don't try these games at home. I don't want you guys getting cursed by a gnome or something.
45. It follows.
Ew.
If you play this game correctly, you will be granted a singular wish, which can be a valuable prize indeed. But if you're not careful, you could lose everything that you hold dear.
Okay.
To begin this game, you'll need to summon the hide.
Bro, I have this picture. I've had this picture before. You guys may have saw it in one of my older videos. I have over 100 videos. I have a catalog of them. My goal is at least 100 subscribers soon. Please subscribe, man. I need it. I just want to have a goal. I can see my live subscriber count, yes. Because I always am able to find myself on those websites. It's quite easy. Ezra Superstar is a name that not a lot of people have. But Ezra is a very common name in this community. Don't know why. But, I know this game actually, it follows.
Behind. A mysterious creature known for its ability to perfectly blend in with any surroundings.
It's called the hide behind because it can hide behind any object in the vicinity. How do I know this? Don't question me. I watch a lot of paranormal activity stuff. I like it, and it's creepy. And I'm not thinking about doing any of these games because it's too risky for me. I am 10 years old and I have a life.
It to hide in plain sight. To do this, you will need a bag of finely ground salt, a white candle and candlestick, and an empty room with at least one window. Once you have acquired these items, you'll need to wait until exactly 11:55 p.m. Next, you'll need to position the salt alongside the windowsill before going to the center of the room with the candle in hand and saying the words, "Hide behind, are you there?" Once you have done this, place the candle on the floor and exit the room. Finally, you'll need to return to the room at exactly midnight. If the salt is disturbed and the candle is blown out, then the hide behind has entered your place of dwelling. From this point on, the game has begun, and you'll need to be very careful, as it's more than likely the creature has yet to leave the room, and is still there with you, observing your every move. For the next 24 hours, your job will be very simple. All you have to do is spot the hide behind and call out its location. It cannot move under direct human supervision, and it will grant you any wish you desire in exchange for its freedom. However, the hide behind is a man-eater and a stalker. If 24 hours goes by without it being discovered, it will feel confident enough to move in for the kill, ending your life in an instant. Tag a friend if you're watching this alone, and follow for more.
These are scary games you should never play alone, Part 1. This is the Closet Game. The Closet Game is a paranormal game that allows you to summon a demon. To play the game, all you need is matches and a closet.
Why the actual frick would you want to do this? I mean, some of these games I understand, like Gnome Come, which is probably on this list. It grants you and your friends your greatest desire. But literally summoning a demon into your house. I mean, there's you could literally summon the crow, the raven man instead, and he can be your servant. Just treat him respectfully. He might be on this list.
To start the game, take the matches and go to your room. Then make sure it's completely dark in your room. Next up, open the closet door, go inside, and then close it. Next, take one match and hold it out in front of you, and say out loud, "Show me the light," or "Leave me in darkness." Next up, listen very carefully. If you begin to hear faint whispering, light the match immediately. If you don't hear anything, and the match does not ignite on its own, then don't turn around. And if you hear the faint whispering, and you don't light your match fast enough, you will then feel a demon grab your shoulders and drag you into eternal darkness.
They're
Also, once you summon the demon playing this game, the demon can spawn itself in your closet whenever it wants.
Cursed games you should never play. Part 14.
Then why the frick would you do it if it can go into your closet now? You just are like giving it a fast pass to possess you.
Dry Bones game. This game could get you anything you can dream of, but you're putting yourself at risk for losing your mind, being killed, or worse. To prepare, close all the doors and windows in your house, and then turn off all the lights. Begin at exactly 12:01. Go into your bathroom and look into the mirror. Make sure everything is silent. If you hear anything, he is already there. Think of something you want. This will be your prize if you win. Strike a match and wait for it to burn out on its own. If it lasts more than 15 seconds, you may continue. Lie down on the floor and recite these words. I am aware of your presence and I welcome you into my home. Go into the biggest room in your house and wait. To know that the game is officially started, you will hear a moan. If you hear anything else, abort. Once you hear this, run to your hiding spot and stay there, but remain completely silent. Remain in this place until 3 a.m. Once this time comes, go back to the biggest room in your house and say thank you for playing, but you must leave now, you are no longer welcome. If you did this right, you will hear another groan signifying that you won, and your prize will be at the door.
Terrifying cursed games you should never.
So if I wanted a pair of stilts, which I do, and they cost $200, and I'm not paying that, I would have had a pair of stilts at my door. That sounds the least dangerous to me, but I probably shouldn't.
Play Part 2.
Obviously.
The Man in the Fields game.
Oh, I've heard about
If you win this game, you will be granted physical and financial protection for an entire year. But if you lose, the consequences could be dire. To begin this game, you must summon the Man in the Fields. To do this, you'll need to go into your backyard with a lantern and ask 7 times, but who will scare the crows away? If you hear nothing after the 7th time, then the summoning has failed and the game is over. But if you hear a voice in your head saying, that's not your biggest problem, the game has begun. At this point, the first thing you'll need to do is go into your house and find a room with only one door. You'll need to close everything in it that can be closed. This includes drawers, bags, etc. This will be your safe room. Once you leave this room, you will find that everything that can be opened in your house will be open, and your job is to close all these items again before the clock strikes 12. If you see a shadowy man in your peripheral vision, ignore him. He's not the one you should be worried about. However, if you look at the backyard at all, even accidentally, you'll need to return to your safe room immediately and remain there until 6 a.m. Otherwise, you'll be caught by the Man in the Fields. Finally, once you have closed everything else in the house, close your eyes and keep them closed until 6 a.m. This will end the game. Comment whether or not you would play this game, and follow for more.
Like, I hate when they don't use their voices and they use music that creeps me out. Squeeze an orange on your shoulder, let the juice drip down. Concrete on what I'm saying. People are dying, children are crying, concrete on what I'm saying. Verse 3, poke them in the sides with all your fingers, then run your hands down their sides. Stick 10 needles in your sides, let the blood drip down. Let the blood drip down. Stick the needles in your side, let the blood drip down, let the blood drip down. Concrete on what I'm saying.
Cursed games should never play Part 21. The Corner game. This is a game to test if you have demons and ghosts in your house. This game is
At least I didn't squeeze an orange.
played with 4 people, and you will need a room with 4 corners. First, turn off the lights everywhere, then enter the room that you will be playing, and say your name out loud 3 times. And you must choose a leader. Now you should choose one corner. You should stand there facing the wall. Now the leader should count to 3. Now all of you rotate clockwise to the next corner. And remember, do not speak during the game. While playing, an extra person may appear. Do not speak to that person. To end the game, go to the light switch all together, say your names backwards 3 times, and then turn on the lights. Exit the room and close the door. Also, give it some time before you enter the room again.
Cursed games you should never play. Part 10. One man hide and seek. To start this game, you'll cut a doll open and remove all the stuffing. Replace this stuffing with dry,
Mr. Squiggles, don't listen, don't look. Cover your non-existent ears. Don't look.
uncooked rice and place your fingernail inside of it. Next, you're going to want to sew that doll back up and fill your bathtub with water. Now you pick the room you're going to be hiding in. Purify this room with incense, put a television in this room, and finally, place a cup of salt water with a sharp object inside of it in your hiding place. And finally, name your doll. You will begin at 3 a.m. by saying your name followed by "is it" first. Turn off all the lights in your house and submerge the doll in the bathtub water. Go to your hiding place, turn the television on, and count to 10. Once you are done with this, go to your doll, say its name, and say you are the next "it." Then, immediately return to your hiding place. Fill your mouth with the salt water from the cup, and begin looking for the doll. But remember, he probably won't be where you left him. Once you find the doll, pour the remaining salt water over its head, and say "I win" 3 times. Once you have won, dry the doll out, burn it, and get rid of it.
Terrifying games you don't want to play, Part 40. The Long Walk Ritual. If you play this game correctly, you will ascend to a higher plane of existence that would be impossible for you to reach on your own. But if you're not careful, you'll lose yourself entirely along the way. To play this game, you will need a stretch of road that has no exits for at least 1 mile. You will also need a lantern and a bucket of red paint. Once you have acquired these items, you'll need to use the paint to draw 2 large X's on the ground, marking the beginning and end of the mile. Finally, you'll need to wait until 1 a.m. exactly before standing on one of the red X's and saying the words, "Let my walk and trial begin" 3 times. From this point on, you will have exactly 1 hour to get from the X you're standing on to the other X down the road. The first half of the walk will be relatively safe, but the second half will be filled with the manifestations of your deepest fears come to life. And for the last quarter mile, they will actively hunt you, making this game particularly difficult to win. If you manage to survive the long walk, you will come to a portal where the X would have been at the other end of the mile. Going through this portal will transform you before transporting you to the start, and from that point on, you will find yourself to be a fearless person, free of any insecurities, and lucky until the end of your days.
Wow.
But if you succumb to fear, allowing the creatures to catch hold of you, they will do unspeakable things to your mind, leaving you alive, but a shell of your former self. Comment whether or not you would play this game, and follow for more.
Go, 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 you do it, you do it, you do it.
So to celebrate me somehow making it through that entire thing, we're gonna do the field man guy. Hold, please. As you can see, we switched to live action mode. I did all these things that it asked me to. And then they said the game will start. Oh crap, I looked out the window. Oh, frick. Well, bye.